Have you ever wondered about what your life could be like if you could look like a different person when you put on makeup? If you could become extremely beautiful? Lim Joo-kyung is a high schooler whose life is extremely hard. She is bullied at school because of her looks. A group of shitty, messed up assholes from her class who probably have nothing going on with their lives always boss her around and make fun of her.
야, 만두!
나 불렀어?
그럼 만두가 입안에 너 말고 또 있니?
During all this, the one thing that offers Lim Joo-kyung any relief is when she gets to read horror comic books.
나는 그런 순정 만화 속 주인공보다는 저주의 가면이 씌어진 호러 만화 속 주인공에 가깝다는 사실을.
Things go to shit when Lim Joo-kyung decides to confess to a guy she likes.
오빤 바보예요. 내 마음을 모르는 바보. 오빠밖에 모르는
The asshole group finds out about it and interferes, and the guy ends up rejecting Lim Joo-kyung in a very harsh manner. The bullies not only record this but also humiliate her in despicable ways. This devastates Lim Joo-kyung and she goes to a rooftop and is almost about to jump, when it hits her that it is not worth it. While she decides against it, someone grabs her and pulls her down. This is the main lead, Lee Soo-ho. Honestly, at this point I was dying on the inside from all sorts of feelings. During all this, Lim Joo-kyung loses her glasses without which she can't really see. A lot of interesting stuff happens. A lot, but since Lim Joo-kyung loses her glasses, she doesn't see his face. So, she has no idea about who saved her. While all this is going on, at Lim Joo-kyung's house, something huge happens. Her dad ends up being tricked, and loses a lot of money. So, they have to move from their apartment to their old house.
집 팔라고? 할 수 있어. 전에 살던 집 새도 안 나가는데 팔아봤자 똥값일 거고.
Lim Joo-kyung is happy with this because this means she doesn't have to go back to her old school. As time passes, Lim Joo-kyung perfects her makeup skills, which wasn't an easy task. There were some incidents. But the end result turned out to be good because this happens.
나 입맛 없어. 안 먹어.
야, 입맛 없으면 밥맛을...
누구냐, 너?
Because of her looks, people at her new school treat her different. But not everything starts off that great. When she is in the staff room, her teacher asks a fellow classmate to take her to class, and that classmate is Lee Soo-ho. This is the first time Joo-kyung has seen him. Literally because she was almost blind on the rooftop. She is hit by his amazing looks, but doesn't dwell on it because his personality is super cold. She follows him and is walking behind him, when he suddenly stops. Because of this, her face plants on his jacket. Quite literally. When Soo-ho realizes what happened, he tosses the jacket towards Lim Joo-kyung in anger. A scene of immense importance for later. On a brighter side, she immediately makes friends with Choi Soo-ah and Kang Soo-jin and has a fun day with them. When she's home, she is ecstatic to find out that she is finally a part of a group chat. How precious. My heart literally broke. While she is busy being high on happiness, her brother clicks a picture of her without makeup on, and threatens to expose her unless she brings him a manhwa and cup ramen. This brings us to a nearby comic book store, and it turns out that when Lim Joo-kyung was younger, she was a frequent visitor. The owner recognizes her and calls her Im Joo-bal, which is a nickname. Lim Joo-kyung then heads to look for the comic, and when she spots it, a hand reaches from behind to get it. Guess who it is? Yes, people, it's Lee Soo-ho. Anyways, a battle for the comic breaks out. Some poorly coordinated movements are made, which of course 100% result in them falling on each other. How romantic awkward. Lim Joo-kyung immediately panics, thinking that Soo-ho will figure out that she is Joo-kyung from school, whereas Soo-ho is thinking about how she is the girl he saved on the rooftop. The next day, while she is makeup shopping, she almost runs into her old bullies. Desperately trying to avoid them, something amazing happens. She bumps into, yes people, you guessed it. Probably, it's Han So-jun, the second lead. Tall, stunning, and gorgeous, out of this world amazing. Lim Joo-kyung sort of saves him from the goons that were following him, and in a panic she takes his helmet with her. Lol. The next day, however, she is shocked to see that So-jun not only goes to her school but also has some tension with Soo-ho. They used to be best friends, but due to some incidents, things went south. Suho and Jukyung meet again in the manhwa store and Jukyung promises to give him her prized manhwa if he promises to keep her secret. This is where things get interesting. Jukyung presumes that the secret he knows is her bare face, but what Suho is thinking about is their rooftop encounter. At school, Jukyung has prepared a bag in which she has Suho's jacket, remember the one where she face planted and left a makeup imprint, and the comic book together. She hands it to Suho but is thrown off by his cold response, which immediately makes her realize that he does not know what she thinks he knows.
저기 그럼 나 진짜 밖에서 본 적 없어?
So she attempts to get the bag back.
찢어지면 안 되는데. 이거 생리대야.
There are a lot of stressful situations and things just keep getting harder and harder for Jukyung to keep her secret. Overall, I really loved this drama. The characters and the story really stood out to me. I mean, it is full of cringe and very unrealistic situations, and that is exactly what I liked about it. Everything flowed really well together. What I also really liked about this drama was the fact that the side characters had very distinct personalities and they weren't two-dimensional. All in all, if you like funny rom-coms and light-hearted dramas, this is the one for you in case you haven't already seen it. If you have, let me know in the comments below what were your thoughts.